What's going on, everybody? This is Rick Rod. I'm here live in the basement studio. I'm by myself today. Mark and Coach are sick, and we had a stand-in. Kevin, he got sick as well. But we wanted to make sure that we brought you guys some type of preview for the playoffs. So buckle up. We're going to get on a ride. This is going to be a solo mission, but I got a couple of surprises for you guys today. I have Coach Mike Wilson. He will be in. He's Shalleck's coach. They're in the playoffs this year as a 1 seed, so he will be joining me pretty soon. And we have Coach Bill Belton from Winslow. He will be joining me as well. So how y'all doing today, man? How was your weekend? It's been crazy. So I'm going to just give you a quick rundown of what's been going on. As you guys know, Mark is sick. Kevin is sick. And then this morning, my daughter got sick. So that was the one that kind of rung the bell, where I've been here all day by myself, kind of just taking care of her and trying to do stuff, trying to get situated. So we're going to get situated here. We got a new program. Hopefully we work it right. All right. Bear with me today. But my weekend this weekend, I just got to break down the weekend. It was a crazy long weekend. Started off Friday night. We got to see the game that we've all been waiting for, and that's been Millville versus Cherokee. That was a really good game, high energy, great atmosphere. It was a really, really, really good game. Was it what I expected? And I'll ask you guys that. Was it what you expected? Did you expect the outcome that we saw? Was it one that you weren't expecting? What did you guys think about that? I'm going to try to hold it down. He said, hold it down. I'm going to try to hold it down for sure. Hope you guys enjoy it, because we're going to talk some football, man. We got coaches coming in. Mark is probably in the comments watching what's going on. It's a little bit different when you're solo by yourself. You try to get in the rhythm, try to get in the groove and get going. But I'm going to ask you guys again, was that game what you expected from the Millville Cherokee? And then we're going to kind of move on, and I'll get into my weekend. We got the weekend was kind of jam-packed. Took a trip down to my son's college, got to watch them play, but somebody should have warned me that it was going to be a hurricane going on at the same time as them playing. That game, I'm going to say this. I have never, and you guys know me, I like to spread the ball around, and I like, I got everybody chiming in there, and they're in the green room. I like to spread the ball around, 4 wides, 5 wides. I like, jet sweep, all that good stuff, just as much as the next man. However, in a downpour, we got to come out of the 4 wides, man. It was raining so hard you couldn't even see your hands in front of your face, right? And they stayed in 4 wide set. I was screaming from the sideline. I thought I'd never say this. I'm telling you guys, I thought I'd never say this. I thought I would never say, please run the wing T. Please. I'm telling you guys, I wanted them to run the wing T bad. And I wanted the power eye. I wanted all the old school football plays to come back into effect when in a rainstorm. I was over it, and I've been running, shotgun plays since 2004 when I first started. No, 2002 when I first started coaching. So you guys know that I don't mind the shotgun, except for in the rain. Man, they were trying to throw tunnel screens, all types of stuff. I lost it. I left the game around middle of the second quarter, went and sat in the car, and I just listened to music. By the time the game was over, I was over it. I didn't care that they lost, but that's why they lost. All right, that was my weekend. And then last night, the disappointment, we're not going to get into it. We're not going to talk about the Phils. That was a huge disappointment. Man, where do we begin? Changing the lineups, changing the pictures, keeping pictures in too long. Game 3, whatever game it was, they lost that. So it was not a great weekend, but the Eagles won. What's going on, Mark? How you doing? Mark's in the comment. We're going to bring some of these coaches in a second. We got some of the coaches in the green room, waiting, holding. I got to set something up for those coaches. I may start a little early bringing the coaches in so we can just roll into the next coach as they come along. Um, but I think we're gonna start there. Where do you guys want to start today? Which group do you guys want to start with? You want to skip right to 4, or you want to start at group 1? You guys let me know. Hey, I'm here for you guys. Want to make sure that you guys got some type of talk. You know what I mean about the upcoming playoff this weekend. So give me 1 second. I want to bring. I have to make an adjustment. Once I make that adjustment, we'll be cool. I'll bring him in. Let's just get right to it, man. I was going to wait, kind of do it in order with group 1, group 2, 3, and 4, but I don't like to keep people waiting. So right now, we're going to go ahead and kick it off, and we're going to bring in Coach Bill Belton, who's in the green room waiting. I'm gonna take his. I'm trying to learn this new system, man. I'm gonna get it. I'm telling you, I'm gonna get it. But hopefully, we bring Coach Belton in. Coach, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You got me?
Yeah, I can definitely hear you. Guys, give me a thumbs up in the comments if you guys can hear Coach Belton, who's taking time out of his day to day. Oh, you blanked out, Coach. All right, there we go. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know. Give me a fire emoji, something if you guys can hear him. All right, Coach. Congratulations first on your season this year. You guys started off hot, man, and I'm gonna just get right into it. You guys had a couple players that were out early. You guys made the necessary adjustments. You had a stellar freshman quarterback come into play, kind of keep you guys on the right track. Just starting off for the beginning of the season, how difficult or what type of adjustments did you guys have to make starting the season off with the freshman quarterback?
I think for us as a staff is just figuring out what he did well and sticking to that and keeping him in a position where, we know he's going to be all right. And I think, for the first, couple games or so, we did a really, really good job of doing that.
Yeah, you guys did well. Going into that, what was the thought process of starting out with Jalen at quarterback? What was your expectations of him starting those first couple weeks? Because it was some pretty big games starting out with Cherokee. What were your expectations going into those games?
To be honest with you, I just wanted him to be him. Like, I know he can play. Um, I wasn't worried whatsoever. I know everybody on the outside was pretty much like, oh, what are they going to do? Whole time I'm just sitting back like, I know this kid can play. I just want him to go out there and, show everybody who he is. I've seen a player like him before, so I know exactly how to use him and what we got to do to, put our offense in the best place to be successful. So I never, for once, was worried about how he was going to do or how we was going to be as a team. Early on, I was just more so worried about, are we conditioned enough? Did we do everything that we need to do in the summer to make sure that our guys are ready, and things of that nature? But, as far as that position, I didn't have no worries whatsoever.
Right. I kind of know the quarterback, so I kind of knew what to expect coming into the season. I knew he was a kid that was poised. He's played in some big games through youth football. Just for him, I mean, to have some of the games that he's had, you guys have done a great job in putting him in position to make those big plays and have those big games. I mean, what goes into that from day to day? Because one of the players you probably saw like him was probably yourself, right? I mean,
Ab-
he,
Absolutely.
you guys have a similar makeup, but what goes into that day to day, keeping him even kill, keeping him poised and ready when you guys are ready, and not getting too big head? Because I mean, you guys are at a really good school that has some good athletes come through there, and it could get to a young quarterback.
Yeah, I think for him, I mean, to be honest with you, I think it starts at home for him. Like, his parents did a very, very good job of raising him. He's like that. If you meet him and talk to him, he's calm and chill 100% of the time. And we could score a touchdown. He could, meet a college coach, or he could meet a famous person. He'll be the same person every time. And for us, that kind of gave our team a sense of almost like calmness during erratic moments and stuff like that, and allow us to play through those moments and be calm. But I'll give all the credit. I don't want to sit here and take all the credit for how we managed to keep him calm throughout the week, because we played a very, very small part of it. I think him coming to us, like, his dad did a very, very good job of coaching him throughout Little League, and then getting him prepared for high school mentally. And then when we got to him, it was pretty much just adding to what he was taught at home. Just learning to ride the emotional roller coaster, to stay even killed. Things are going to happen. High school, other high school teams got good players too. They got Division I athletes too. D2 athletes, D3 athletes that are very, very good high school players. So you just gotta, no matter what happens, chin up, chest out, and just roll with it. Things are going to happen, and it may go our way, and some other times it may not. But just don't let it affect how you are throughout the downs in the game.
Right. I'm gonna take a quick look at your bracket here. I gotta find it. Hold on 1 second. You guys are getting ready for the playoff season. I have to go through these. I had it set up, so I'm going backwards. Guys, bear with me real quick. But you guys are taking on Pennsauken this weekend. So what are some of the things that you guys have to do well? I'm not going to say, ask you what you see in them or what they do well, but what are some things that you guys need to do to make sure that you guys can come away with this game?
I just think if we play turnover-free football and just be ourselves, I think we'll be okay. Um, Me and you both know that Pennsauken's a team that, it doesn't matter what year it is, they always have guys. They can beat anybody, in South Jersey at any given time. So it's one of those things where we got to come out and play our best brand of football.
Yes, that's for sure. Pennsauken has always had some athletes, but this is going to be a really good game. Um, you guys are coming off a couple of you guys had the heartbreaker. I don't want to keep bring that one up, but you guys had the heartbreaker, and then you guys bounced back pretty well. You had a couple of games where you guys put up some lopsided scores, and then you guys had a tough one last week. How you go from Pennsauken game? I mean, no, excuse me, Washington Township game, where you guys are playing two quarterbacks, and then you come back, and this past weekend you guys were rotating with the two quarterbacks. I mean, managing that has to be difficult as a coach, but you guys seem to do it well. How do you handle that, keeping both of those quarterbacks even killed, making sure that they both are focused and understand that it's more so about the team play instead of the individual play?
I think you hit the nail right on the head. We're going to do whatever is best for, our program and our team. So, if it's, Jalen this game, we're going to roll with Jalen. If it's Deontay the next game, is going to be him. So whoever gives us the best chance week in and week out to, win football games and put us in position to, ultimately, chase a title, that's who we're going to roll with. And, the guys bought into that. They're not selfish guys either, so that helps. They're supporting one another and making sure that the other guy knows what's going on just as well as the other one. So they do a good job of supporting each other, and that's all we can ask for.
Yeah, they definitely do. You guys have a little bit of thunder and lightning with those two guys. Deontay is more of a power. He can run downhill type quarterback. He makes some deep throws as well. Really good deep ball. And then Jalen, man, that kid, like I said, some of the guys have already spoken and said he's one of the best freshman quarterbacks that they've seen in a very long time. One of the things that I will admit that I kind of underrated, had you guys underrated with this year, was your offense and defensive line. I felt like coming into the season, seeing you guys in some of the scrimmages, I felt like some of the guys had to grow up, and what they've done is they grew up really really fast. What went into that, and now what was a weakness is one of your strong suits on your defense.
I think the biggest part of that was bringing on Coach Miles Nash. He played a big part of that and their development. I think the whole summer they bought into what he was selling and took off and ran with it. I think the summer for us was just a preview of what's going on. Like I'm not somebody that um, is going to give you everything that you're going to get during the season
Mm-hmm.
in the summer. So like, we're going to look very, very vanilla and things are going to look regular. But I knew deep down inside that, we have a bunch of guys returning that played last year. Those guys are young. To be honest with you, I think we lose maybe um, we return all of our D linemen except our DN.
Mm.
Next year, they're sophomores and juniors. So we're still young. We're growing. They're getting better every day. So it was one of those things where I knew when it was time to go, those guys would be, ready to run through a wall for, us and, Coach Nash as well.
Yeah, I'm glad that the assessment was on point with that, because sometimes when you watch teams, people get offended if you say that they have a weakness. We all know that every team is not perfect, and one thing that I've noticed about you is um, you're very open to you know I don't want to say criticism, but you're open to people's opinion about your team. I don't really see you getting too frustrated or mad at comments that people may make. And that I see that as a part of your personality, as somebody that I've known for a long time. As a coach, though, sometimes that could be tough. So, how do you navigate through that? I mean, with the good comes the bad. How do you handle that?
Um, I just think over my years of, playing one and then getting into coaching, like there's you can learn from people,
Mhm.
whether it's good or if it's bad. You know what I mean? It's one of those
Right.
things where somebody's opinion may change the direction of your season. Somebody's opinion may need to be in the trash can. So
Mhm.
like it's just kind of like doing, kind of weighing, what's valuable and using it. If you can use it, use it. If you can't, then trash it. And it's one of those things for me. I always, whether it's with with our coaches, I listen to every one of them and kind of go about it in a way where we're gonna sit and meet, and if we can install it, we'll install it. And then outside of that, of course, I hear the noise outside,
Mhm.
but I evaluate it the same way I would as with my coaches because fresh eyes could tell you something that a coach that's been around for a while can't.
May not see.
So
Yeah.
I just try to,
Mhm. I'm sorry. I was agreeing with you.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
just.
I'm just saying, like, I just try to, wherever I can pull from, I will.
Mhm. Yeah, and one of the things that I do like about you is that you allow athletes and players to be themselves. Um, we talk about Jalen a lot because he's the quarterback, and at that quarterback position, a lot of eyes are on that guy because he pretty much controls the flow of the game. No team wins with a bad quarterback, so he's going to get a lot of eyes. But you have some other freshmen who are standouts on the team. Do you want to speak to those? It's too many of them for me to remember that are playing right now, but you have some on defense as well that are standouts.
Yeah, Benjamin Carter was one. He played, linebacker for us, defensive end for us. Jalen Parker was one. Obviously, everybody knows Jalen. Our sophomore class is very, very good. Um, Rob Karstafen is one. Nakeem Powell is one. You got Asar Hurd is one. Asar, I don't know. Asar has been going crazy since he's been here. I think he's going to be special. I think he's going to be somebody that when we look back years from now, he'll be one of the best defenders to come out of Winslow and come out of South Jersey. Period. Um, you know, we're we're just loaded with young talent at this moment. I would say those three. Hopefully, I'm not missing any. If the players are watching, please don't take it the wrong way because it's been a long day. Been a
Right.
long day. But I would say those three. Our sophomore class is really, really good, and then Nakir Helton's been playing well for us
Hmm.
at corner and
Corner.
receiver.
Hmm.
Um, Let me think. Let me think. I would stop there for now. I think if I start digging, I'll be on here. I don't want to waste your time, but we have a very, very strong sophomore class and freshman guys that have been playing well for us. So we're looking forward to those guys growing up, and later down the line as well.
Yeah, man, that is a good lineup and a good problem to have is to have young guys so you can just continue, rolling with the talent that you have coming in. One of the guys that was a part of that talent group, a little older guy, was Jalen Hornsby, coming off of a injury. Um, his impact is big on a game. What have you seen from a guy who could easily be a 5-star player for you guys and a 5-star recruit overall on his way to Texas A&M? What has he brought to your team this year after getting back from the injury?
I think he just brings football aside. He's a great person to be around. Fun, I mean, he makes the room light, and our kids they gel, they feed off of that stuff. But once you get into like the X's and O's and like football stuff, I think he's a really talented prospect. I
Hmm.
think he's been working his way back for the last couple weeks, and I'm I've been starting to see everything that everyone prior to me knows. I
Right.
think for him, you look at a basketball kid that's about 6'3", 6'4", that can run and box guys out and go up there and dunk it and pull things off the rim, and some of those characteristics come out on a football field. I think for him, he has some wiggle to him that guys haven't seen yet. I see it in practice every day. High point stuff. He can catch and run. He can do a lot of great things, and I think he's very, very good now. But I really think his best football days are ahead of him.
Yes, it is. Great to see him back on the field this season. So, getting ready for your playoff game, expectations. Are you have you looked at the bracket? Are you just taking it one game at a time? You know, what is your expectations?
To be honest with you, I thought we were going to be with Millville or Mainland,
Mm.
and in my mind, I'm like, all right, well, we got to prepare for um, whatever team is in our bracket, and you know the way the numbers played out, we ended up getting a 1 seed. For me personally, I'm taking it one game at a time. Like I said before, Pensauken's a team that, they have athletes just like we have athletes. You got Elijah Jennings over there who can run. I haven't seen nobody that can run like that, in my opinion, in a long time, since Demir Bird. But it's one of those things where you just got to take it one week at a time, prepare for each opponent, the way that you would for, whoever you're playing. But I think, we're in a position where if we continue to do the things that we need to do, if it's in God's will, then, whatever's going to happen is going to happen.
Yes, man. I'm gonna tell you, Bill. I can't wait, man. I'm really excited for this game. I'm really excited for the playoffs in general. It's been kind of it went past quick. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm just in awe of just the way that you guys have handled this season, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to try to get you on. Um, I think it's underestimated how hard it is to coach a team with talent. And especially when, people know you have talent and the players know they're talented and the fans as well and the parents. So to have to navigate through that, have some guys who you weren't going to get back until, week 4, for you guys to be able to keep the ship afloat and not only just afloat but thrive through the season is a big deal. And I don't think people really realize. So I just wanted to make sure that we, showed you that we do appreciate it, and you're not going unnoticed. You and your staff and your players as well. Salute and good luck the rest of the way. The only thing I'll say, Bill, you know what I'm about to say, man. I'm not going to get on you about this weekend. That was my only bright spot this weekend.
I know. I
Yeah,
I understand, man. I understand, but I definitely appreciate all the love, man. You always been good to us, and like I said, Wednesday's doors are always open to you.
I appreciate it, Bill. Thanks for coming on, man. Bill, good luck this weekend.
I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. All right, guys, that was Bill Belton checking in, trying to get this off of here. I'm working, guys. I'm trying to figure it out. Hope you guys enjoying it so far. How do I get this off? I'm sorry. Where is it? There it is. There it is. I got it off. All right, I give myself a hand. But Bill has done a great job, and I just wanted, like I said, I wanted to make sure that he got his flowers. So we're just going to go back to the group 1, man. We're going to start at group 1. So we'll roll down. Hopefully, Coach jumps in here pretty soon, and we could get him up on the screen. So we're going to go to our brackets, bring our brackets up. Just give me 1 second. I just want to make sure I have everything in line. All right. And I have to make one adjustment. Give me a second, and then we'll be good to go. I just need to make this one small adjustment. There we go. All right, there we go. All right, so let's take a look at Group 1. We got Woodstown as the South Jersey team in here, and then the 5 and the 4, Penns Grove and Florence. And then the 3 and the 6, we have Woodbury, Riverside, and then Burlington City representing. So just looking at this bracket, we got Woodstown. I got Woodstown winning, as we all want South Jersey's teams to win. So this bracket in Group 1, it looks, it's a pretty good one. I mean, you have Burlington City. They've been heating it up lately. They've been having some, hold on 1 second. All right, make sure I can see this. They've been playing very well at the 7 seed, so they have their hands filled a little bit with Middlesex this weekend. Then we go to Woodbury Riverside. Who do you guys have? Woodbury Riverside, that's a good one. I think Woodbury should win this one. Their quarterback had a huge game over the weekend. So they're just getting everything back on track after having, kind of a roller coaster season this year after losing their quarterback. But it looks like they figured some things out. So that should be a good one. So here we go. We got some comments coming in from Hector. Hope you guys could see that. He said, watch out for them. He said they're double tight, double wing. They will run the ball. So Looks like Woodstown is going to see a duplicate of themselves, a replica. So that's what Woodstown likes to do as well. They like to run the ball. They like to run the wing tee as well, but they have some playmakers. So that should be an interesting game. But I got Woodstown. I got Woodstown winning that game. Pennsgrove, Florence. What do you guys think out of that game? Pennsgrove and Florence. I haven't seen Florence this year, so I can't really speak on them too much. But Pennsgrove, Florence. I'm not sure. I like Pennsgrove. I like a team that's starts to pick it up at the end. I'm kind of leaning Pennsgrove, only because I haven't seen Florence. So that should be an interesting one. I like a Woodbury. Hold on, let me bring this comment up. I'm gonna try to bring these comments in. He said, I like a Woodbury Woodstown rematch. That should be interesting. Then we get another one that says, I think Florence takes that one. They're deep. And you have a stable group. So I haven't seen them, so I can't really speak to that. But I kind of lean towards Pennsgrove. I like the way that they're rolling. So we have another one coming in. Troy James says he likes the Grove. They're rolling. Yeah, that's what I like. I like that they're heating up, that they figure some things out over the course of the season. And I think their kids are up. They're high on themselves. They're feeling it. They feel like they can win. So this group, man, it's a couple teams in this group that I would like to see match up. I want to see hopefully Burlington City can pull an upset in that 7th spot. And then hopefully they probably will face Woodbury. And then those two would battle it out. But we very well possibly could see a Woodbury and Woodstown rematch. This bracket is going to be interesting. Oh, she says Riverside, Burlington City. It's going to be tough. Got to be honest. It's going to be tough for. That's a tough matchup for Riverside in that Woodbury game, because when Woodbury is rolling, you got to remember they're the defending champions. When they're rolling, they are rolling. They've had some injuries that kind of held them back a little bit this year, but they should be right back on track. This year. So we're going to move to the other side of the bracket. Let me see. The other side of the bracket. So we got Shalleck and Audubon this weekend. Clayton Shore, Glassboro, Keyport. And then we have, we have Salem. I got to adjust this a little bit. I can't see it on my end. And then I'll put it up on the screen. I'll try to. So did it go through? Yes. So now we take a look at this one. Shalleck very well could win. Yes, they could. They can. I mean, they've got the 1 seed. It's pretty interesting once you take a look at everything that they've been through this year. Having a couple games that were forfeited. You want your kids to play as many games as they can so they can be ready for the playoffs. But they take on Audubon. I don't know. I think they could be. I think they should be Audubon. And continue on. So who do you guys have winning that one? Who do you guys got winning that one? And overall, this bracket, just overall this bracket, I mean, how do you guys feel about this bracket? Do you feel like, it's a good bracket? Like, how do you do you think it's a little light? In my opinion, I'm looking at this one. I'm like in Shallot, and I'm like in Glassboro, but I would not sleep on Keyport, man. I wouldn't be surprised if Keyport won. I know a lot of us haven't seen them, but that's the game right there. That Glassboro Keyport, that is the game. So hold on one second. I got a call. I got a text coming in. I just want to make sure. Glassboro wins the bracket. That's some of the comments coming in. Oh, hold on one second. Hold on one second. All right, we got Coach coming in. Sorry about that, guys. We're live here, and I'm by myself today, so y'all got to just rock out with me. Got to roll with me. And we on Shallot bracket. Hopefully, he pops up here in a second. He's going on. He's going to try to come back in. So, yeah, I'm telling you guys, don't sleep on Keyport. Do not sleep on Keyport. All right, I got this up. There we go. All right. All right. We're gonna we got Coach Mike Wilson. We have him here. Give me 1 second and I'm gonna bring him up. Yes. Yep. I'm about to bring him up. I'm sorry about this, guys. I'm trying to get everything good to go. Make sure that he is good and ready. Have to make one adjustment and then he will be up live and ready. About 2 seconds. Yep. There we go. Boom. There we go. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Group 1 number 1 seed, Shallot. Coach Mike Wilson is here, ladies and gentlemen. Coach, how you doing? Is he in? I want to make sure he's in. Coach, can you hear me? No, he can't hear me or nothing. Sorry, guys. Hopefully you can hear me, Coach. Coach, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello. Hold on, guys. Bear with me. He's here. I'm just trying to get him in. About 2 seconds. Coach, can you hear me? I don't think he accepted the microphone. Hold on 1 second. Coach, can you hear me? All right, Coach, are you there? Check, check. Can you hear me? I can hear you. I can hear you. He can't hear me for some reason. Check, check, check. Coach, can you hear me? I'm not sure what's going on, guys. I have him here. Um, Let me text him 1 second.
I can't hear you or see you. It just says ringing.
Okay. We'll try to. It may be his connection. See, this is stuff that I use. There we go. Let's see what we got. Let's see if this works. Coach, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
There we go. Got it. Finally.
Oh, man. This is a million tries. We're good, man.
This is live, everybody. Thanks for bearing with us, man. Thanks for bearing with us. Coach, first of all, I want to say congrats on the season. This is your second. Is he there? Oh, man. Coach, you there?
Thank you.
All right. This is your second season having a really good record going into the playoffs. Just first off, we're going to start. First question to you is, what were some of the things that you've done to help rebuild and restart that program and get the numbers that you guys have as well on the team?
Look, I mean, it's honestly, when I was hired, the first thing we did was work with the youth football program, the Pittsgrove Midget football program. So they have close to 100 kids playing. We do camps. We host youth football nights. The coaches work with our coaches. So there's integration there. The community's been fantastic. The school's been fantastic. It's really a team effort. So slowly over the last 4 years, year one I had 24 kids. Now we're at 65, and that's because we're keeping the kids in Pittsgrove, and they're coming right through.
Man, that's a big deal to go from 24 to 60 plus. We see so many times where smaller programs have a lot of their kids leaving out to go play at the bigger programs. With you guys winning and the success that you guys have been having over the last couple of years, definitely has helped. From a coaching aspect, what are some of the philosophies and what are some of the things that you guys are trying to instill into your kids that they are buying into there at your program in Charlotte?
I mean, I think what it comes down to is we take in a big school philosophy. I mean, my background, most of my coaches, we have coached Group 3 and Group 4 schools. So we have 10 coaches out there. Every kid's getting coached. Nobody's standing around. We live in the weight room year round, which has helped build that culture through lifting weights. And our big push the last 2 years, if all these kids are playing, we're making sure that they have games. We played a full freshman schedule this year. We played a full JV schedule this year. So these kids are just not practicing, they're playing their own games. And that helps. And we do a lot of things off the field, academics, a lot of team bonding stuff. Our booster club is fantastic. So it's more than just football. Like, for instance, I'm in my car right now because every Wednesday the parents feed the kids
Right.
during the season. So, like, they spend a lot of time together. They enjoy. And if you really hang out with our kids, you could tell they're very close. And a lot of them have been playing football together since they've been 8, 9 years old. And that helps as well.
Yes, it does, and that parent
Yeah.
support and having the parents have your back as you're rebuilding. Like you guys, like you said, it's been over the last 4 years. That's really huge for them to buy in and stay. So you have to be doing something right down there. I mean, we we
It's
we
a
we
team
may
effort,
have.
sir. It inspires a lot of people.
I mean, it's listen. We may have to bottle it up, try to figure it out, and sell it. But you guys are doing an excellent job down there. Um, as far as it goes with your players, who are some of the guys that kind of bought in early? And a lot of times, I could say this. I'm gonna just give you guys an example. My son's
Yeah.
senior year at Timber Creek, a lot of the kids were thinking about transferring because there was a new coach coming in. Um, he was one of the guys that was telling everybody, "Hey, we got a good group. Let's stay. Let's try to keep it going and pass some of this knowledge down to the younger kids." So, who are some of the guys on your team that have done that to help you guys get to this point?
So when I came in 2020, I had a very inexperienced but a good group of sophomores who graduated last year. Like Quinn Cardona was our quarterback, Ethan Vitor, Jackson Shao. These kids were those kids that you just talked about right there. So they built the foundation. They were seniors last year, and then their junior year, we had a very good freshman group who all played together in midgets their whole life.
Mhm.
Reggie Allen, T.J. Heimer, Kanai Simmons, um, LJ Loney, those kids all grew up together, James Hawk, and they came in and Quinn and Ethan took them under their wings. And after they graduated, they're all juniors now. So those kids have been playing a lot of football since their freshman year. Reggie, those kids have all started since their freshman year. So, like, but again, it goes back to my last year senior group, which was an awesome senior group. Those kids balled in and kept everybody together because that first season was 0-7, COVID year. The following year, we started off rough. We ended up winning 4 games. But it was those kids, like you said, like your son, who said, "Hey, we got to stick this out. We're doing good things," and they just bought in, and that group was great. Quinn and all those kids.
Yeah, that's kind of the key to have some of those older guys that kind of come through. And you spoke of Simmons. The last
Yes,
2 seasons that he's had has been remarkable. And we talked to you when you came to the media day, and
yeah,
you said one of the things you had to do was figure out how to keep the ball in his hands, and
yes,
also you had to the last year's playoff taught you that you needed to include the passing a little bit more. So I'm not going to get into like the schematics of things and
yeah.
you giving away things, but um, how did you guys make that adjustment, and have you made that going into this year's playoffs?
I think we have. I mean, if you just look at the numbers on paper, Kanai 63% completion rate thing. He's threw for almost 800 yards, and that's in 6.5 games.
Hmm.
7 touchdown passes. Most important stat: no interceptions.
Right.
Um, But Reggie still has 600 yards rushing. Kanai has another 350. So we still rush almost 1,500 yards in 7 games. So we have that balance now. And again, like I talked to you guys in preseason and just coaching for a long time, going, when you play better competition, you get in the playoffs. The ability to throw the football, and I'm a defensive guy,
Mhm.
puts you on your heels a little bit. And we have done that. I mean, we came out against Cumberland 2 weeks ago and we completed 14 out of 17 passes. Like, it's hard to stack the box if we can throw the ball, and the guy's an athlete on top of it. And outside of that, Kanai is a great young man. His character on and off the field, he's a leader of the school now. Like, I mean, just non-football stuff too. He's a complete package kid. Our young man, I keep calling him a kid, but again, like that ability right there has made us a much better, well-rounded football team.
Right. That's a really good job. So one of the comments in here from Chris Baker, he says you guys have given up 48 points, and you said you're a defensive guy. Uh, well, how do you bring that toughness out of them, and how do you get that type of production out of the kids that you have there on the field?
Again, my background is before I get to Shallock, I was on Chuck Smith's staff at Mainland and Oakcrest, and if anybody knows about Mainland or when we were at Oakcrest, they always built their backs on defense. So I learned from a lot of smart guys before I got the job at Shallock, and we kind of emulated that a little bit of the defensive mentality. We play our best kids on defense, we rotate kids on offense, and even though we're a Group 1 school, we play a lot of kids on Friday night. So like we have 6 D linemen that play all that. We rotate kids, and that has helped. And the kids have really bought into the weight room / the defense. And I just think they love playing defense. They love playing offense. I mean, again, we got a kicker, which always helps. We
Yes.
have really embraced the whole 3 phases of the game this year, and it's been 4 years in the making. It wasn't easy at first, but guys like Kanai, Reggie, and stuff like that. I mean, they're great offensive weapons, but they're very good on defense as well.
Mhm. Yes. So, Coach, I'm not going to say it's the elephant in the room, but um,
Yes.
the forfeits. I'm gonna get to those. Um, when we read in the stats and we're looking at some of the games and we see teams forfeit, um, we often, laugh, joke, and say to all those teams they quit, they didn't want to compete, things like that. Um, that can trickle down to some of the players and as well as some of your staff. So, what were some things that you guys did to kind of counter that from happening with your team this season, losing 2 games?
Well, first off, I mean, again, unless you're in the other staffs of schools, you really don't know what's going behind the scenes. It's unfortunate because you have kids from both sides losing football games.
Mhm.
I feel bad for my small senior class. They were the COVID kids. They lost games their first year because of COVID, and now on the back end here with the forfeit stuff. So it's unfortunate. Now in our scenario, what we did was because we played week 0, which we did that on purpose. The first forfeit against Littlewell, we treated it as a bye week. We're like, you know what? We've been going at this for a long time. Mini camp, summer, 7-on-7, August 25th opening against Gloucester City. So we approached that week as a bye week, and I think everybody was like, you know what, that's pretty nice. The second one came as a shock, and basically the message to everybody was, we can only control the controllables. Let's go play Cumberland. And when you play a rival game, it's a little bit easier to turn a page because the kids and coaches, all we did was literally in 12 hours flip the script right to Cumberland, which is nice because it's a rival game. So that helped us really to turn the page. I just feel bad because you brought up like Reggie, I mean, those kids are outstanding football players. They just lost 2 games of stats. My seniors like Jay Selecki lost games. I mean, Jake lost games his freshman year now. So like, I just feel bad. Kids from Eustis, kids from Lindenwolf. I mean, again, you only play for high school football for so long. I hate
Yeah.
people losing games.
Yeah, that is for sure, man. It's always a tough position um, when that happens. When you
Yeah,
have forfeits, and for you guys to have two, still stick together and stay focused, and roll on Cumberland. I bet you guys were happy about that one. But so we're going to take a look at your game this week, and I'm not going to
yes,
ask you what are some of the things that you guys want to accomplish against them, because I don't want you to give up any type of game plan or
yeah.
anything. But what are some things that you guys need to do to make sure that they don't get what they want? What are some things that you see that they do very well?
Again, they have a very good quarterback. They throw the ball very well. Adam Hoke is a very good football player. He counts for a lot of their offense. They got good skill positions, good line play. They're a solid football team. I mean, they made the playoffs for a reason, and we're going to be in for a dogfight Friday night. And I told this to our kids all year. Shall can be its own worst enemy. It's just little things like game plan stuff like no turnovers, penalties, that type of stuff. We got to control the controllables. And I
Mhm.
tell our kids that all the time. We got to control what we can control. But Audubon's coming in. They got kids who played in the playoffs last year. Like I said, nice quarterback, good receivers and stuff like that. It's going to be a good football game.
Yeah, so I'm gonna ask you like I asked Coach Bill Belton. Have
Yeah.
you have you even looked at the bracket, or are you just tunnel vision and focused on this week?
I got assistant coaches to look at the bracket. I mean, in all honesty, my staff makes fun of me all the time. I don't read newspapers. Um, Only thing I do on social media is to promote our kids. I'm really a one game at a time. Um, Again, I think, I mean, and Coach Smith told me this a lot of years ago, Coach, with him. You win one, you never know what happens. So just go out, go 1-0 this week, and then we'll see what happens. And then on Saturday morning, turn the page. That's kind of how I'm built. Yeah.
You're a little bit better than me, Coach. I would be looking at the brackets. I'll be saying, if this team lose, we get, I'll be kind of mapping
Oh,
it out,
I'm
man.
sure I got Coach on there. I mean, Coach Amar out there, he's probably watching this right now. He's all about that stuff. But I've been with him for a long time. He knows.
Yeah. So one of the questions coming in: what game was it that you felt, all right, we got a very good team here this year?
Week 0 when we beat Gloucester City at home. Um, I mean, we played them tough a year ago, lost 21-0, but they went to the Group 2 semi finals against Willenboro. They had their whole team coming back for us to win 17-14 week 0, and we played a very good, clean football game. And looking back on that, I'm going, all right, I think we're going to be okay this year. Because, I mean, that was like a playoff like game in August. I mean, that was a good football game. And for us to win at home against Gloucester City, I said, all right, we're going to be okay.
Yeah, you guys have definitely been okay. And I wanted to make sure that I got a chance to talk to you, um and kind of congratulate you on the season that you've had. Even though it's not done, you still have business to take care of. Um just looking on the social media side, like you said, you don't do much. You just use social media to kind of promote your kids. Um, you're one of the coaches that actually said that. Some coaches, they kind of don't like the social media stuff. You guys have really done some things over the years that are really cool that the kids like. Um, what do you think that's a key for your program and a key for you guys to kind of keep the kids engaged with what's going on in social media? And the second part of that question is, how do you keep them from being kids on social media and chirping and all that stuff? What are some of the things that you express to them about that?
First off, with social media, I really believe with I mean, there's the world we live in. It's a necessary evil. I truly believe that. We promote the kids college wise. I think it's good to get our kids out there. I want people to know what our kids are doing. The kids love it, of course. We do a lot of cool things on there. I got a couple guys on my staff who are good with graphics and stuff like that. And then our student group, the Cougar Pack, they do a great job. So I think we do very well between Twitter, Instagram, Facebook for the parents. So we hit them all, like Twitter for the coaches, Facebook for the parents. The kids are all over Instagram. And
Mhm,
then to the second part, I'm not gonna lie. I have a very good group of kids,
mhm,
and I when we sat them down, and this goes back to last year, and we have our team expectations, and I think they know this is what coach means. And honestly, I have really good kids. Like they toe the line per se. They see the bigger picture, and a lot of these kids want to play on the next level. And we have shared plenty of stories with them about how kids have lost offers off a reckless Instagram post or a reckless tweet or X, whatever they call it now. But still, like I, I'm in a good spot right now. We're in a good spot right now with the kid. Honestly, these are great, well-rounded group of young men. So we're like, I mean, again, I mean, I know kids can be kids, and our kids have been very laser focused this year on that type of stuff, not to give people the quote unquote bulletin board material.
mhm. Yeah, that's always one. So, one of the questions that came in from Sherwood was, you guys have had a lot of injuries this year. So, what are some things that you've done to kind of deal with those injuries?
Well, I mean, injury wise, I think, as in all honesty, this is thing is the rumor mill is that we have a lot of injuries. Out, I mean, honestly, in the big picture of things, we have had one or two twisted ankles. Um, Reggie suffered a mild concussion against Riverside, but he's been back since. Kanai, we pulled him last week for safety purposes. He's back. He's playing this week. We actually been pretty healthy. Our athletic trainer will back us up on that, and that goes to how much we lift. I mean, lifting is about getting stronger, but it's also preventative. Um, I mean, outside of Reg losing one game, a starter hasn't missed a game all year. So I think we're pretty healthy overall. I mean, I know things get out there, rumor mill and all that stuff, but we've been pretty healthy from the top down.
Yeah, and that kind of goes to you. I mean, you're hitting on some key points. And one that I wanted to hit on, and I'm a football geek, right? So a lot of times I listen to coach speak, right? And
Yes.
what you just said was the weight room. It's not
Yeah.
only to get bigger, but it's for preventative measures. A lot of programs and a lot of kids don't get that part of weightlifting. Um, and you spoke to that a couple times in our
Yes.
conversation. Um, so who runs that program and who's kind of the guy that puts it on? I know teachers and football coaches are sometimes they're the physical education teacher or they're the the studies teacher, but they
Yeah.
have a background and they're running a weight room and things like that. So what puts you guys in that mind frame for your program?
I mean, one thing is I think it comes from our experience as a staff. My background, Coach Smith. I got coaches who play for Coach Sacco at Hamilton. guys who knew PD at Hamilton. We really say, you know what? Let's look at what works in programs in South Jersey. Coach Folsom at West Stafford go, well, we have to mimic what they do. And all those programs I just listed, those kids live 12 months of the year. And so as soon as we got the job, as soon as COVID kind of waned off a little bit, our kids are in there. I mean, 1st of December, they're in there. I run the weight room, small school. I have the weight room background. So I run it. All our kids play multiple sports. I think I figured it out last year. 80% of our kids play at least 2 sports. Um, Again, the wrestling program works with us. Basketball program works with us. Track program works with us. So our kids play sports and lift. And we now have the girls soccer team lifting. Like, we're trying to get to a unified lifting program where everybody in Charlotte is going to be lifting, regardless of that. And our kids like it in there. Like, we don't have to hound them anywhere. They want to be in there. Like last year when the season ended early after Woodstown, the kids were like, "Can we lift tomorrow?" Like, I had to force them to have a day off. So again, I think it's all about everybody working together, like you said. I mean, I'm a history teacher by trade, but it's everybody working together, understanding that, hey, lifting's good for everybody. Lifting's not just not a football thing. It's about everybody getting better. I mean, we have girl track throwers in there, PRing last year because they've been lifting. Like I said, the wrestling program lifted like we did, basketball. I mean, across the board. So again, I think you have to be able to work with everybody, share athletes, and all be at the common goal of is, like you said, is to keep these student athletes on the field.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Coach, man, you impressed me. I'm gonna tell you a quick story. When you came in for the media day, that was my first day
Yeah.
meeting you. And people say sometimes I'm standoffish, but I often I listen. You know, I'm very attentive. So I was listening to things that you were saying before I jumped in and asked you any questions, and I was impressed back then. I'm even more impressed now. You're very well spoken. You're hitting on key points that I think some programs may overlook. And I can say for me, I'm impressed. I think some of the fans are impressed as well. Coach, I don't want to hold you much longer. I know it's been a long day for you. I want to thank you for coming on, giving your time. And I want to say good luck for the rest of the way. Job not done. So we'll be, paying attention to you guys for the rest of the playoffs. Coach, thanks for coming in.
I really appreciate it. Like I said, that's why we wanted the media day. I'm all about my kids, the program, and I thank you for the time to come out and just speak on what we've been doing the last couple of years, because these kids have worked very hard, and I'm very appreciative of all their hard work. And thank you, sir. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Coach. I'll see you. I'll be checking in. I might
All
be
right,
out there this week.
All
All right.
right, sounds good. Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
All right.
Bye-bye.
That was Coach Wilson. Hold on one second. Let me bring myself back up. I'm getting the hang of it, I think. I hope I am. I don't think I am. But Coach is doing an excellent job down there in Charlotte, man. I was really, really impressed. What is going on here? I was really impressed with him. He came in, his kids were very well spoken. It was no, joking around or any of that stuff. They were legit, man. They were 100% legit, and they were really good kids. That's why I kind of like the whole media day thing. It gives people an opportunity to meet the kids, meet the coaches, kind of get a feel for what they like to do as far as defensively and offensively, and you get to meet them as a person away from the football field and the whole facility and all that. It was a really good time. I really enjoyed it. But guys, I hope you guys enjoyed it, man. I'm hold on one second. I'm gonna read some of these comments coming in. I want to make sure that I get these. I just got to work this system. Once I figure out like fully how to work the system, I like it. I like some of the features that it has. I have to make sure that I know this like the back of my hand, and I will learn it pretty soon. But one of the comments came in instantly, a fan of this guy, unless they run across Burlington City. For sure, man. He's really good guy, man. Very well spoken. Hector says, "Good luck, coach." And, another comment coming in from Dwayne. What's up? What's going on, Hector and Dwayne? What's going on? These guys checking in north of Trenton. They're from North Jersey area, checking in to the show. Appreciate you guys every week showing love, man. Really, really enjoy it. 100% impressive. Thanks for insight, coach. Yes, sir. So yeah, man. This has been a good show. I know it's like an improv. It's like the takeover. It's not what you're used to every week, but I'm enjoying myself, man. Actually talking to some of these coaches, messing around with Bill. You know, Bill's a Penn State alumni. Played at Penn State. Was a tremendous player there. He knows I'm an Ohio State fan, so I always mess with him about Penn State, Ohio State. But it's all in good fun. And then talking to Coach. Mike Wilson, tremendous football knowledge, man. I enjoy it, man. I think we need to start doing some type of coach's corner or player talk. We need to incorporate this somehow, some way within the ecosystem of what we are doing between Glory Day Magazine, D2 Sports Network. Got to figure that out, man. Oh man, we can't get the go Blues. Yeah, man, those guys, they over there shady right now. What is going on at Michigan? They kind of shady, man. Listen, shady business. This is my point about that, man. I understand the scouting thing, but any program, even if it's Ohio State, man, if you're going filming the signals and matching them up and then copying them and putting them on the board, so when the other team check, you check. That's a little bit different. If you're doing it within the course of a game, if you could pick up a signal, if you could pick up a call, every time they say bird, that means they're going to go on two. If you could pick things up like that within the course of the game, I'm all for it. I'm fair game. You know what I'm saying? If you could pick up a signal in the game, I'm fair game. But to go and specifically film the calls and them doing their signs and then incorporating it, that's a little bit too much. That's a little too much. I mean, I know, Coach Prime said it don't mean too much, but it really does. If you have two teams that are equal and you give the one team a slight edge with knowing what the plays are, that's a little bit too much. That's a little bit too much for me, man. A little bit too much. Yeah. They said, come on. Yeah, man, I'm just keeping it 100. But yeah, man, I thank you guys for sticking around with me. I know it was a little rough. We're trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? Coming down the stretch here. But Coach, Mark, and Kevin, man, get well soon. Let's say get well to my daughter as well. I mean, we ran down some of the brackets. I just want to touch on some of them before we get out of here. What bracket you guys want me to go to? That's the big question. Which one? We did group 1. All right. We did group 1. We did Winslow. So do you guys let's get back to this one real quick and we'll just go down the line. I'll keep going through what I do have. So this Winslow Township, I gotta adjust this. I don't know what is going on over here, man. Jeez Louise, what is going on? So for this one, may have to adjust it. How do I adjust it? I don't know. I'll get it. I'll figure it out. So I'm gonna get this up on the screen real quick. So for this one, who do you guys like in this particular game? The Ocean City. Sorry about that. Checking it the wrong way, man. I have no clue what's going on right now. I'm trying to get it together. The Ocean City Hamilton game. Who you guys like out of that one? I'm probably leaning Hammy. They're home. That's my take on that one. What do you guys think about that? I like Hammy. So we have some Hammies, and then we have some Ocean City. people that like Ocean City. So my question about that, right? So Ocean City, one of the comments said Ocean City just blew them out, right? So my question about this is, when you know it's a possibility of playing somebody, sometimes you don't show them your whole game plan. Do you think that's a possibility, or do you think it was just they're better than Hammy? That's one of the questions. We're not going to get into Jackson, Hope Morristown win, but that's it for that bracket. It's only 2 games in that bracket I really care about right now. Well, 3. I want Morristown to win, but they probably, you know. So, I like Hammy, but it will probably be Ocean City. Ocean City won 24-21 last week. That's what I thought they played last week. That's what I thought. That's going to be that's an interesting game, but I'm kind of leaning towards Ham. It's hard to beat somebody twice. It's hard to beat somebody twice. So, let me get to this. So we did the Woodstown, right? Hold on one second. So Group 2, we'll look at Group 2 real quick. Ransom, Farhaven, Del Valle. So we have one this weekend, Hatton Heights and Oakcrest, who we got out of that one. And then Gloucester City takes on Middle Township, and then Hattonville has Raritan. So what are we looking at? Who do we got? Who do we have as the favorite coming out of here? Rumson Farhaven, man, they're a legit powerhouse every year. It seems like they're in this every year. It seems like. So it's going to be interesting. I'm not sure. I think they probably will win this bracket. Unless Hattonville can, get the best of them. But normally they have some big guys. They're usually like a Group 3, Group 4 size team. That one going to be interesting. So I'm looking at. It's hard, man. It's hard. I would like for us to get, Oakcrest, Gloucester City, Hatton Heights, one of those teams, Hattonville, to knock them off. But in this bracket, I think that they're the favorite. But I think Hattonville has enough punching power where they can win. I've seen Oakcrest and Hatton Heights. When they're clicking on all cylinders, they're kind of dangerous. I like Oakcrest defense. I think if they could force some turnovers, they possibly could beat Rumson if they, potentially face them. But it's going to be a challenge, man. This bracket is definitely a challenge with Rumson in there. I don't even know how they Group 2 anymore. Like, I don't know. But, hey, man, it is what it is. So, I'm going to check some of the comments. Who do they have? Hatton Heights is Heights Oakcrest sleeper pick game. Okay, Oakcrest, Hattonville, Rumson, Hattonville final, Rumson Fairhaven. All right. Shawnee played a brutal schedule. All right, we'll get to that. We're about to we easing our way to that. Most people have Rumson. Rumson used to play Wilson. Yep. Wilson and Timber Creek. So we get ready to get to that. Let's make our way down. Let's keep it going. So this bracket, we ain't worried about. Hope Cinnamon wins. Willingboro, Pleasantville. So we got 3 teams in this one, but it's not a full, South Jersey slate. But we definitely pulling for Cinnamon. I don't know much about New Providence. I don't know anything about Johnson. We want Pleasantville to win that one, and Willingboro. We're hopefully they could beat Point Pleasantville again. We need that to happen here in South Jersey. Once it gets down to South versus Central or wherever, we want our guys to win, right? That's what we kind of pull for. Even though we respect and love the guys from up north or Central, wherever they're from, we love them, but we want our guys to win. All right, I'm gonna skip down. So here we go. All right, so we heating up right now. We heating up. All right. The heater's on. This is what I've been waiting for. This is the one I have been waiting for. Delsey, Burlington Township, Somerville, Manasquan. I think that's going to be a dogfight. Both of those teams are really good. And then we have Seneca, Allentown. I think Seneca should roll. And then we have Highland at Eastside this weekend. So what do we got this bracket? Who we looking at? We looking at Delsey, Eastside final. We looking at Highland as an upset. Like what we got? Manasquan? What we looking at in this one? This is a good one. This is a good one. So this weekend I probably got Delsey winning that one. I'm going to go Somerville used to be loaded, man. I don't know if they still have the same people there, but they used to be a big perennial power in Central Jersey as well for a very long time. Let me see. Seneca should be Allentown, and that East Side Highland, I love it. I love it. I want to see it. I want to see it. So in this bracket, we got. Let me pull up some of these comments. Hold on one second. I'm bringing them up. I wonder why they get adjusted like that. Here we go. Allentown's pretty solid. All right. Then we have Derek saying that he thinks Delsey is coming out of this bracket. I don't know. Listen, Delsey is rolling right now. We might get another Delsey Eastside matchup. Can Eastside get over the hump? That's the question. They faced them. I believe they faced them last year. And they probably want their get back. So that's going to be an interesting one as well. And then we have Michael. He comes in, he says, Eastside Delsey final out of this group. I think that's what everybody looking at. Andre as well says same thing. Eastside. He has Eastside winning it all. Heather has Eastside coming out of it. A lot of Eastside. It's a lot of Eastside love. So Derek, Dwayne. So you're from that area, and I've seen Somerville play. I think I want to say Eastside, formerly Wilson, played them. And I know they used to have some guys that I used to go up that way and kind of hang out with that were on the coaching staff. So are they back? Because I know over the last couple of years, they had a little bit of a slide. They weren't the perennial powerhouse that they were in years before. So are they back? Are they a legitimate contender? Is this a team that we should be looking out for here in South Jersey area? Because we don't know much about them. So my question to you is, are they good? Are they good? Are they good? So Somerville, hold on. Clicking in. Here we got it coming in. Excuse me. Somerville is not the same. 2019 Somerville was loaded. That I'm telling you, them boys was loaded, man. They were a really good team. Will, different coaching staff. Okay, different coaching staff. All right. So we got Dwayne coming in. Let me see what he says. In my opinion, they hired the wrong coach initially. Now they have someone from the old staff. Oh, that could be why they getting back in rhythm. Got you. Hearing you loud. I'm hearing you loud and clear. Loud and clear. That, sometimes hiring the wrong coach, that's a huge difference. You get kids that leave, parents that don't want to, stick around for a rebuild, and that those coaches may not just be meshing with those guys. So let's get down to it, man. We almost there. Making our way home. Oh man, I have to figure this out because the comments, they come in and they push everything down, but I'm gonna figure it out. Y'all bear with me. So here we go. This side of the bracket. Ooh, I know what game I want to see. So here we go. Timber Creek, Robbinsville, Wall, Cedar Creek, Camden. I think Camden rolls big. Manasquan, Homedale. So Homedale, Manasquan, we should beat them. But I'm gonna tell you something. Coming out, Timber Creek should wash Robbinsville. The game that's coming out of this bracket is going to be that Wall Township and Cedar Creek. I've seen. I don't know if it's the same Wall, if they have the same coach, but Wall is definitely a formidable opponent for Cedar Creek. You got to come in that game ready to fight. They're going to play tough, physical. We were unfortunate to see them twice, but the one time we lost to them, the second time we beat them. That's when we were over at my son was at Timber Creek. They're a good, well-coached team. So, but coming out of this bracket, who do we see coming out of this bracket? We got Timber Creek, Cedar Creek, Camden, one of those three. Who comes out of here? Who's the final? What do you guys think? Who is the final? Is it Timber Creek, Camden, or is it? Me personally, I think Camden should win this bracket, win their side of this bracket to meet the ones at the top. Do we get a Camden Timber Creek game, or do we get a Camden Cedar Creek game? What are you guys thinking? What are you guys thinking? I could tell you the game I would want to see. I think it'd be. I think some of the people are saying it. They got Timber Creek coming out. We got the High versus whoever. Camden, Cedar Creek. Wall rebounded nicely. After the controversy. Yes, I remember the controversy. That was wow. I almost forgot about that. Yeah, that was wow. Wall is tough. Camden, Delsey. So on this side of the bracket, I know which game will probably make a lot of money. And that will be Timber Creek versus Camden. That will be the return of Coach Henson to Timber Creek against his old school that he pretty much built that program. So to see Timber Creek back, have the number 1 seed, that's huge for Timber Creek. They're very confident. They've had a lot of success over the last 2 years. They went out early in the playoffs last year. They coming back a little more poised, a little older. I think that's the game that I want to see. I don't know if y'all tell me if y'all want to see the same game. I mean, am I tripping here thinking that I want to see Timber Creek versus, you know what I mean? But I'm not overlooking Cedar Creek and I'm not overlooking Wall. Or I'm not overlooking them, but I think that's the storyline of the century. Listen, the announcer used to say the house that Henson built. You know what I mean? Like, so that's the storyline that will sell a ton of tickets. I think that's box office. You couldn't script that any type of way, right? And yeah, I was like, come on, man. We couldn't listen. Listen. You can't script it any other type of way. You can't make it up. Even if you wanted to, you wouldn't be able to make it up. But that would be a really good game. But I'm definitely not overlooking Cedar Creek or Wall. Those are two that I think that's the game to watch this weekend. You want to see Cedar Creek bounce back. They've had, some injuries. They're having some of their guys coming back. They were in another tough game against a tough Winslow Township team. But sometimes when you play a tough schedule, that gets you prepared for the playoffs. So, Cedar Creek definitely could make some noise. They got to tighten up though. I got to keep it real. They got to tighten up. They got to be ready. Got to tighten up. Homedale. Yes, this is what I want to see. Yep, Hector. I like your comments, Hector. That gives us insight because we're stuck down, in the South. So sometimes we don't get to see these other teams. Homedale going to be tough for Camden. If they both win this week, Homedale has a 6 straight shutout going into this week. Definitely a good team. Woo. Man. Are they disciplined? Well, you got to be. I guess that's a rhetorical question, right? They got to be disciplined if they having shutouts, right? So yeah, can't overlook them as well. Cannot overlook them as well. I like that inside. Dwayne Dwayne said that storyline, amazing story. You can't make it up, man. Can't make it up. But yeah, let's go through so we can get through some of the rest of these brackets. And we were almost at the home stretch. Here we go. We looked at that one. So we back up. Millville, Burlington Township, Shawnee, Middletown South, Coach Neck, Toms River South, Manalapan. I hope I'm saying that right. Every time I see that word, I want to say it a different way, but I try to listen to the way that people from that area say it. Is it Manalapan? Did I say it right? Hopefully I said it right. And Mainland. Listen. Hey, man. I'm looking at Millville, Mainland at the end of this. I'm thinking about Millville, Mainland at the end of this one, man. I appreciate it, Dwayne. Appreciate it. I'm glad I said it right, man, because sheesh. Yeah. Thanks, Troy. Y'all know what I want to see. I mean, you're looking at this bracket, you know what I want to see. I shouldn't even have to say it. I think this is a similar one, a good storyline. When we talk about it, you're talking about Millville Mainland rematch. Derek, you hit it right. You hit it. Ding, ding. You hit it right, bro. Listen, this I'm gonna say this. If Mainland, you came up short last year, literally by a yard, right? Literally by a yard. That play to save that touchdown that's the biggest play in. It should be top 5 plays in Millville history. You run Jabril Mace down, you tackle him on the 1 yard line, and you get a defensive stop. Come on, you can't make that up. I mean, and you go on to win the game. So for Mainland, that got to be right there all off season, and that's the get back. You cannot write this story any better. So, not overlooking Shawnee, not, but if they win this game, they got to face Millville. I don't bet. I'm not a gambler. But I think Millville would be a heavy favorite in that game. And then when you look down, Manalapan, Coach Neck, they've had some good teams, but I'm not sure if they can handle Mainland. You know what I mean? Millville is just tough, bro. Yeah. Man. Millville is tough. I mean, I saw them up close and personal. When Millville is clicking on all cylinders, there is really it's a handful of teams who can keep up with them. It's a handful of teams. You that's a tough one, but I want to see Mainland. I want to see if Mainland can get back with them. Um, uh, we got some. What did Derek say? I wanted to read this. He said, that was Mainland fault for losing because you didn't give your best player the ball not one time on the 1 yard line. Derek, I agree and disagree. Only reason I say that I agree and disagree, we don't know if he broke it. He broke that thing and got tackled at the 1 yard line. Was he tired? All right, I'm on your side now. I just heard myself say, "What was he tired?" When you're a D1 athlete, man, you got to call a timeout. Coach, call a timeout. I mean, I need to get my breath. But in that spot, it's hard to get caught on the 1 yard line, bro. You got to dive. You got to, man, that was tough. That was a tough way to go out. But yeah, you can question whether or not the kid should have got the ball, but we don't know if he was tired. He still was in high school at that time, right? So we don't know if he was tired or what. I don't know. That was a tough way to go out, though. That was a tough way to go out. It was. It was, but this would be this is probably going to be the game that we see. Millville, Mainland. Can't wait. Hopefully, I'm not overlooking Shawnee. I don't think it's a tough matchup for Northern Burlington. Yeah, I just saw them like 2-3 weeks ago. This is a tough matchup. Like it's like tough, like tough. Like really tough. This is going to be a tough game for them. So, whew, yeah, tough one. But we want to see the rematch. I think everybody in here is kind of leaning towards seeing that. But again, we're not overlooking Shawnee. But that's a tough matchup, man. You get Millville. Then we got Toms River, North, Southern. Not worried about that too much. Free. So who's in this? RV, Lenape, Atlantic City, Washington Township. So this weekend, we're going to focus on RV, Lenape. I'm leaning towards RV. I've seen both teams, even though I like Lenape's coaching staff. I think they got a really good coaching staff. I just think RV got this one. I think RV got this one. Some of y'all comments, man, be hilarious. I need my sound effects. Listen, we're gonna bring this show back, man. We probably won't do it Wednesday. I might get into it, do it Thursday. They be playing games on Thursday. So I may come back Monday, do it with the sound effects, have everything going like I normally do. But I kind of like this, man. I like talking to the coaches. But we looking at this one, man. We looking at this one. Lenape upset Troy got. I will be at Washington Township. Toms River North is probably the favorite out of this. I will say Township played them. I think Township played them last year. They played them tough. That's still a tough. That's a tough one. It's a tough bracket when you look up top and see Toms River North up there. Big one. Definitely going to try to bring some players in. Definitely. I got a good one next week. I've been thinking about it ever since, I sent the text message out that we were going to kind of do this. I just feel like us in South Jersey, like it's kind of hard to go a week and not talk about this in some of these games and just talk about it in a different way. I can't be Mark. Mark is a genius when it comes to this. He does his thing. He has his style. I can't duplicate his style. So it would definitely have to be, along my style, which is kind of like talking to the players and coaches, just having a conversation with them, not really trying to interview them, but picking their brains at certain things and getting certain things out of them where you guys can get to talk to them. But yeah, I'm definitely in for that, man. Woj, good coach. North Brunswick is really good. Number 12 from their team is a special player. So yeah, I mean that leads me into the game of the week this week. It was a consensus that we kind of talked about what was going to be the game of the week this weekend, and our game of the week that we talked about is going to be Atlantic City versus Washington Township, the 2 versus 7 seed here in South Jersey. You have a team in Washington Township that has a lot of confidence. They've beaten some really good teams. They're the home team. They're poised and they're ready. They have some really good players. So it's going to be it should be a pretty good matchup. I think it's going to be kind of tough. I guess if y'all had to pick, I'm gonna ask you guys if you had to pick, who would be the favorite in this? I mean, I know the seedings are there, but I'm talking about style of play. Do you think Atlantic City style of play is one that they can win this game and roll with the upset? Township is the favorite, in my opinion. They would be the favorite. But do you think they could do what they need to do to win this one? But I kind of like Atlantic City and what they've been doing. So interesting. We played them in the playoffs 2 years ago and lost a tough 39-30 game. Much respect to that program. They're always in a mix. Northern Brunswick quarterback is good, man. He's pretty good. He's really good. I actually saw him up at Assumption this weekend. So he's being recruited, fitting at the Division II level. I think he could play there. The other kid from number 11 from Paul Six, their quarterback. I really like him. I think he can play at that Division II level as well. I think some guys some guys could go D1, and when I'm saying play at the Division II level, I mean play at the Division II level and be an impact at that level. People sleep on that level, but it's a lot of guys who were Division I players on that level that can play. They just wanted to get on the field. But this is our game of the week. It's going to be a good one. Can't wait for this game. So we'll be there. I'll be there myself. Chris will be there. We'll have probably have a photographer or videographer there as well. Just making sure we document all of this. And it should be, a good one. I'm waiting to see it. Kind of excited. Hopefully, I don't catch the bug. Y'all know what the bug is. The bug is the vid, right? The COVID is back out. And a quick story. We did. It was the battle at the beach. Did the battle at the beach. Came home that Sunday. We had a Zoom call that Sunday or Monday. I think it was Sunday. No, we had a Zoom call that Monday where we were kind of talking about grand scheme, big plan for the upcoming season. And I started feeling achy out of nowhere, just started getting a little cough. I'm like, oh, man, I got to go. I'm not feeling well. Let me go take some meds. I go upstairs, take some medicine, man. I'm knocked out, like gone. I woke up 2 days later, to be honest with y'all. Woke up 2 days later, man. That COVID jumped on my back. I was fighting it. I could not shake it for nothing. I think I woke up I woke up one time, and normally I'm up at 4 a.m. I'm going to get my coffee. You know, I like to get my day started early. I do graphics. That's when I can do things and, you know, not have the kids asking me a ton of questions. I don't have to put kids on a bus. I don't have meetings or any of that stuff. So I like to wake up early, man. I'm telling y'all, I didn't wake up. It was 2 days later, and I woke up. It was like 1 o'clock, and I told my wife I needed some coffee and some chicken noodle soup. She brought it home, and I didn't drink or eat any of it. And it took me about a good week to start, you know, not feeling like I was achy. But and I tested negative at by the end of the week, but it was still on me, man. It was still on me. I still was feeling, you know, tired. Um, and I just couldn't get right. So it's probably, to be honest with you guys, probably was about 2 weeks ago where I started feeling like myself. If you guys go and look on, and this is the truth. If you go look on D2 Sports Network one, our Instagram page, you'll see the battle at the beach, and then you'll see a big void with no graphics. That's because I could not look at the monitor. So I tell everybody, man, if you can avoid getting COVID, um, if you can, if if you can, if you get sick, please don't go around people, man. It is bad. So did you hold on one second? Question coming in. Let me see. Did you take the shot? Um I took so early on, I took one. Man, I got baited into it. Listen, I'm gonna tell you, the memo went out. It doesn't matter if you get the shot or not. Who cares, right? So I'm exposing myself, but whatever. It doesn't matter if you take it or not, right? In my opinion, teach his own, right? But they got me, man. They got me. Listen, I couldn't step foot on that campus, man. I could like they really were. They were strict up there, man. I wanted to see some games. I wanted to move my son into college. It was all of that, and you know, it's a tough one. It was a tough one, but it is what it is. But yeah, man, I want to thank you guys for tuning in with me, man. We consistently had almost 50 something people in here tuning in, talking to while we talked to the coaches, while we went over some of the brackets. We did it in a way that, you know, it was off the cuff, man. Everybody was listen, you ever go to work and get there and didn't get the memo that everybody was calling out sick? That was today, but I felt like, man, listen, we going to jump on, we going to talk, we going to have fun, and we just going to see how it goes. So hope you guys enjoyed it for sure. I definitely enjoyed it. I want to thank Coach Bill Belton for coming on. I want to thank Coach Mike Wilson for coming on from Charlotte. Best of luck to all the teams playing this week, the players and coaches. And if you're a senior, man, go out there and play and give it your all. You never know when your last snap will be your last. One thing about this game of football, when it's done, it's done. A lot of guys that are playing right now may be playing their last football game ever. And that's a hard one to take when you've been playing the game of football since you've been 4 and 5 years old. But at the end of the day, man, I hope you guys had the success and got everything out of the game of football that you dreamed of since you were a little baby. And I'll see you guys this weekend. I'll be at that Washington Township, Atlantic City. We're going to be there. D2 Sports Network will be there. I appreciate you guys, man. I really do. Great show. Way to get it done on the fly. If there's a will, there's a way. Yes, it is, man. So I want to thank my wife too for giving me this little bit of time so I can do this, man. I was taking care of my daughter all day. Listen, have you ever told a 5-year-old she couldn't come out of her room? Have you? Like, do you know the fight that is, sick or not sick? And my daughter's been out of it all day. She's probably been up all of an hour combined all day. But do you know how hard it is to try to keep a 5-year-old in her room so she doesn't come out and, she got a boost of energy and she wanted to come out and then she fell right back asleep. But, Mark, get well. Chris, not Chris, sorry, Kevin, get well. And I'll see you guys. Hopefully you guys make it out this week. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for rocking out with us. And I really appreciate y'all, man. I'm out.